Everybody wants to see star players. She's a connector. She brings people together.
Clark firing and hitting. Clark behind the back. It goes right to the window. Wow.
She's hard to defend all the time, like not at times.
Clark launching and hitting. Clark splashing home a three. Clark the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown Fever. Clark fires. You bet.
And then steps back with the three.
Caitlin Clark's team USA debut didn't just explode, it divided the room, because the second she stepped onto that court, the same tension that followed her into the WNBA followed her here. Us versus them. You could feel it before tip-off. This wasn't just about basketball. It was about hierarchy. For years, Team USA had a pecking order. Veterans first, system first, respect earned slowly.
But you're still complaining about the max salary being $250,000. You're still complaining about the absence of eyeballs. You're still complaining about the lack of headlines and notoriety and pub and cachet. You're complaining about all of these things. And the one person who has proven they can alleviate that concern, that could ultimately serve to benefit the better whole, now we want to sit up there and get all altruistic and stuff and talking about, hey, it's about the sanctity of the game and the level of competition. You're going to win by 30 without her, just like you'd win by 30 with her. It don't make a difference. You make the call because of the betterment of the whole in the end. That is not compromising your integrity. That is business, and y'all are gonna find that out.
But Clark doesn't move slowly. The moment she started stretching the defense past half court, the entire structure bent. Spacing widened, transitions sped up. The offense felt modern, and that's when the reaction exploded. Fans online weren't just celebrating her plays, they were asking questions. Why wasn't she here sooner? Why did it take this long? Why did the narrative feel forced? That's where the controversy lives. Because her Team USA debut didn't expose weakness in her game. It exposed hesitation in leadership. And some people don't like that.
So the WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices. After Caitlin Clark's been hurt for 2 weeks. All right? So let's go through this. Caitlin Clark absence is having an immediate impact beyond the court. According to data shared by Yahoo Sports via TickPick, prices for 2 specific Indiana Fever away games against the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics dropped sharply after Clark was sidelined. Before the injury, the lowest ticket available for Fever's matchup in Chicago was $86. For the game in Washington, fans needed at least $41 to get in. After the news of Clark's absence, those get-in prices fell to $25 from $86 and $14 from $41. What the hell is going on with WNBA that they cannot handle all this attention that they're getting, as well as the hate and anger towards Caitlin Clark?
You could see it in post-game interviews. Careful language, measured praise. No one wanted to admit what everyone saw. The game changed when she entered, and that creates friction, because when a rookie instantly elevates a system, it challenges the old guard. It suggests the future is already here, and not everyone is ready for that. Her Team USA debut exploded not because she scored 30, but because she fit seamlessly. Too seamlessly. The ball found her. The offense responded to her gravity. And suddenly, the debate wasn't, can she handle this level? It became, why was she held back? That question is uncomfortable for coaches, for decision makers, for veterans protecting legacy. But you can't hide from momentum. And momentum is loud. Her debut didn't whisper, it exploded. And the ripple effects are just starting.
Quite some time to see Caitlin Clark play basketball. Not only take shots and shoot around, but actually go up against something that looks like competition in an actual, competitive environment. Not just shoot off a rack, not go 1v air, actually play some basketball. And we finally have it. We've waited long enough.
This wasn't just a debut, it was a leverage moment. Caitlin Clark's Team USA debut exploded, but not just because of performance, because of power. For months, the narrative positioned her as dependent on the WNBA machine, league marketing, broadcast push, rookie storyline. But when she stepped onto Team USA's floor, that frame disappeared. She didn't need the league. The league needed her gravity. International audiences tuned in. Engagement spiked. Highlights trended. That's not coincidence. That's influence. Her Team USA debut showed something executives cannot ignore.
We've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we?
Oh, got you. I
Uh-oh. We got the pull-up. Skirt! Step back. Oh, there it is. A signature move. USA basketball, they already know. That's Caitlin Clark's signature move.
She travels. Her appeal crosses uniforms. And when a player proves that kind of portability, the power dynamic shifts. Because now negotiations change. Broadcast leverage changes. CBA conversations change. Owners see ratings. Sponsors see metrics. Players see opportunity. And once that ecosystem recognizes where growth is coming from, the math shifts. Her debut exploded online because it symbolized independence. She's not confined to one structure. She elevates any structure she touches. That's rare, and rare creates leverage. This wasn't about one game, it was about positioning. Because once you prove you can carry interest onto a global stage, you're not just a player, you're infrastructure, and infrastructure changes negotiations. That's why this moment matters long term. Her Team USA debut didn't just validate talent, it rebalanced influence. And that kind of shift doesn't quietly fade, it explodes.
So there's a lot of newness. I think the thing that isn't new is what USA Basketball is, what the goals are, what we want to accomplish, and like how we go about doing that.
It's not about like being young, age, or whatever. It's about the opportunity to be here, to represent, and understand that you're a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, Kyle! Here, I'm posting. How we doing down here? We guarded? Ready on 3, 1, 2, 3. Red.
Welcome to the new quad. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you are too.
When Caitlin Clark stepped onto the floor for her Team USA debut, something shifted. Not just on the scoreboard, in the room. For months, the conversation was simple. She didn't belong. She wasn't ready. The Olympic snub proved it. The old guard had spoken.
Caitlin Clark didn't make the cut for the 12-player Team USA roster for the 2024 Paris Olympics. That is according to Selection Committee Chair Jen Rosati, who explained the decision came down to basketball criteria and not the fame and attention Clark would bring to the games this summer.
That's not what this conversation is about. This is about what I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? It's stupid. And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster, okay? If we're talking just basketball, you know we're not. You know we're not. Let's harken back to the Dream Team in 1992. Remember when Christian Laettner was on that squad? Forget the other pro players. Forget the pro players. Forget the pro players. That's a given. First time NBA players were allowed to participate. Don't put that damn screen up when I'm talking right now. I want to see Shanae and Andrea, okay? The point is this. Those rosters, right? Those players were on there. Do you know that Christian Laettner also was chosen ahead of Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning? You know why? He was a two-time national champion. He was a Wooden Award winner. And he was white. And he had his own cachet. He brought it to the table. He was a big-time collegiate player who was white and busting people's you-know-what. They couldn't miss.
But the moment her Team USA debut tipped off, that narrative started to crack. Because this wasn't hype. It was control. She didn't force shots. She didn't hunt highlights. She orchestrated. She spaced the floor. She drew defenders out to 30 feet and created space no one else on that roster can create. And suddenly, you could see it. The body language changed. Veterans who once looked hesitant now looked relieved. The offense flowed. The pace picked up. The crowd leaned forward. Her Team USA debut didn't just explode online. It exposed something. She wasn't the problem. She was the solution. Every pass she made felt intentional. Every defensive rotation was sharp. She wasn't playing like a rookie trying to prove something. She was playing like someone who already knew. And the reaction was instant. Social media lit up. Analysts who once questioned her fit suddenly pivoted. The same voices that said too soon were now saying this is different.
So it looked like the return of Caitlin Clark is over, man. She is headed to Team USA basketball, and we gonna jump right into this thing, man. So the Indiana Fever and many of basketball media people in the news that Caitlin Clark will be returning to the basketball court. Now, this should come as no surprise from anybody. For anybody, bro. The 12-player roster has been released, and I'm excited because you know what that means? Basketball content is coming back, baby.
Because it was different. This wasn't WNBA politics. This was international basketball, and she looked comfortable. That's what made her Team USA debut explode. Comfort, control, confidence. The snub narrative collapsed in real time. You could see it in the huddle. Teammates leaned toward her. Coaches trusted her with the ball in pressure moments. Trust isn't given, it's earned. And she earned it. The bigger story isn't that she played well, it's that the entire tone around her shifted. From controversial to essential, from polarizing to foundational. Her Team USA debut didn't just silence critics, it forced the league to rethink everything. And that's why this moment matters. Because once you prove you belong on the biggest stage, there's no going back. The narrative has changed, and it exploded in front of everyone.
We got to go back. We got to go back. Ah! The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, is back on the court. Ah, tears coming to my eyes, man. Tears coming to my eyes. I thought I'd never see the day. We thought we'd never see the day, but we are here. The GOAT is back dominating on the court at Team USA camp. What do you know?
Watch the bench, not the highlights, the bench. Caitlin Clark's Team USA debut exploded on social media, but the real story was in the reactions around her. When she pulled up from deep, heads snapped. When she threaded a pass through traffic, teammates clapped before the shot even fell.
Iowa CC look is back. Oh, man, on the Team USA court. Jump shot looking pretty. Oh, them Kobe's is fire, too. Them Kobe's is fire. Yeah. It's going to be a show. Look at everybody in the background watching. They know who to watch. They know the players in practice know who they came to see. They want to see the CC show. They ain't watching nobody else shoot like this. It's the CC show, man.
That's respect. And respect in that locker room isn't automatic. It's earned. Early in the game, you could sense evaluation, veterans observing, testing pace, testing decision-making. But as possessions stacked up, the tone shifted. Communication flowed toward her. Off-ball movement adjusted to her rhythm. That's chemistry forming in real time. And when chemistry forms that quickly, it sends a message. She belongs. The post-game body language told the same story. Smiles, shoulder taps, direct eye contact during interviews. No awkward distance, no coldness, just acknowledgement. Her Team USA debut exploded because it passed the internal test. The players saw it, the coaches saw it, the system responded to it. And once that locker room embraces you, the narrative changes. Because internal validation travels faster than media narratives. It spreads inside the culture. And culture is everything. This wasn't hype, it was acceptance. And acceptance at that level is rare. That's why this moment matters. It wasn't just fans celebrating, it was teammates recognizing impact. Her debut didn't just explode online, it resonated inside the room. And that's harder to earn. They left her off. That was the headline. Too inexperienced, too soon, not ready. But Caitlin Clark's Team USA debut exploded in a way that reframed that entire conversation. Because the second she stepped on the floor, it didn't look rushed. It looked overdue. The pace felt natural. The spacing improved instantly. And the composure stood out. This wasn't revenge energy. It was controlled response. And controlled response is more dangerous than anger. Every possession felt like quiet proof. No theatrics, no gestures, just execution. That's how redemption works at the highest level. It doesn't scream, it demonstrates. Her Team USA debut exploded because it rewrote the Olympic narrative without saying a word. No press conference needed, no quotes required. The film told the story. You could feel the shift. Commentators softened their tone. Fans who doubted adjusted language. Because once performance replaces theory, debates fade. The snub no longer feels like a statement of limitation. It feels like a miscalculation. And miscalculations at that level linger. This wasn't just about one game. It was about perception. She didn't chase validation, she embodied it. And when that happens, momentum compounds. Her debut didn't just explode in numbers. It exploded in meaning. Because redemption arcs resonate deeper than hype. They feel earned. And this one feels like it's just beginning.
So, I am all for people asking for raises. So let me start with that. I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore t-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Colin Cowherd just said what nobody else in sports media was willing to say. He silenced Kelsey Plum, and he protected Caitlin Clark. Not with emotion, not with outrage, with timing, with numbers, with one brutal truth. While Clark sat calmly on NBC talking about getting a deal done, the veterans were telling fans there was no offer on the table. There was. And when that truth came out, everything shifted. Caitlin Clark sat on NBC's NBA desk under the brightest lights in basketball. Prime time, national audience. She was asked about the CBA negotiations. Most people expected frustration, maybe even shots at the league. Instead, she said she believed a deal would get done in the next couple of weeks. No blame, no panic, no victim language, just confidence.
Only in the WNBA do we witness this much delusion. There's no other professional league that I have firsthand just seen delusion nonstop all over the place, all ages. I'm talking, these is old heads that's running around acting delusional, acting oblivious to the fact that Caitlin Clark is the reason for this growth.
That matters, because at the same time, the Players Association was telling fans there was no serious offer from owners. That message spread everywhere. Social media, press conferences, All-Star Weekend shirts that read, "Pay us what you owe us." Fans believed it. Why wouldn't they? But here's the problem. There was an offer, a massive one, over 70% of net revenue. Average salaries projected to jump above $500,000. Max contracts climbing toward multi-million territory over time. Charter flights, revenue sharing, expanded benefits. That was sitting on the table.
The league's first response to the players' latest offer, which came more than 6 weeks ago, didn't move much money-wise, Stewart said, but there were some minimum standard requirements that did come into play. That was important, Stewart added, because that means that the league heard us on things that matter to us. And it also means that the league and the owners have been willing to compromise. We are still waiting to hear what you players have compromised on. We haven't heard it yet. As Stewart noted, however, the league's response did not address the gap between the sides on revenue sharing, though it did raise the salary cap to $5.65 million in 2026. A source familiar with the negotiation told CBS Sports how that rise would affect specific salaries is unclear. The WNBA's proposal in early December offered a $5 million salary cap and a max salary of about $1.3 million in the first year of the deal. A source close to the situation told CBS Sports that over the course of the proposed deal, the maximum salary will raise to almost $2 million, and that multiple players on each team will be eligible for the max salary. The minimum salary in this deal will start at $230,000. The average will start at $530,000.
And Clark, she never joined the outrage. She stayed professional. That contrast is what Cowherd saw. And that's when he stepped in.
So the t-shirts don't bother me. But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Then came the face-to-face meeting in New York. Owners cleared schedules, financial advisors present, lawyers ready. This was the meeting that could decide the future of the season. And 2 executive committee members didn't show. Kelsey Plum, Nafisa Collier, empty chairs. The optics were terrible, because while negotiations stalled, both players had financial ties to Unrivaled, a competing league. Now think about that. You're negotiating the future of one league, but you're financially invested in another.
Are the co-founder of Unrivaled, which is a competitor league to the WNBA. Regardless of how you guys try to slice it and dice it, it's a damn competitor league. Natasha Cloud got on camera and said that, oh, well, we own the space, so we could just, we could do this year round. That makes it a competitor league. Make no mistake about it, which we already knew, conflict of interest. You're also on the board for the WNBPA in negotiating this new CBA for the players. All of this all around is conflict of interest. It's nasty work. And it makes no sense. And now you are pulling this move, courtesy of Sports Illustrated. Breanna Stewart's overseas signing raises eyebrows amid ongoing WNBA CBA negotiations. Wait a minute. First of all, you're supposed to be trying to get a damn deal done over here. Over here. You going and signing all the way over there. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. This is the thing. For one, y'all greed is already starting to show. Actual WNBA players are calling you guys, some of you WNBPA board members, greedy. They're calling you greedy. The players in which you are representing, okay? Now you're signing overseas and it's almost like you trying to grab every little dollar that you can. Breanna Stewart, you don't gotta do this. Breanna Stewart, you should focus on getting a deal done here. Adam Silver already said we in the 11th hour. Time is running out. Not gonna stick around and play games with y'all. And after that, you go and pull this? You're signing overseas? Get your money, but damn. You gotta understand the optics. This is a bad look. Everything that's going on, all money ain't good money all the time. This is a bad look right now. This is bad timing.
Cowherd didn't scream about it. He framed it. He pointed out the incentives. If the WNBA season stalls, where does attention go? If leverage shifts, who benefits? That's when he said the veterans need to grow up, because this isn't about ego anymore. It's about protecting momentum.
I don't mind the t-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls. Like fast. Like this is the player that got you off the airline that was bright yellow. Right? She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member. So I do think a lot of people are saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably, it'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger.
And there is only one player who undeniably created that momentum, Caitlin Clark. Cowherd has defended Clark from day one, when veterans downplayed her impact, when attendance numbers exploded, when ratings doubled, when arenas sold out on the road. He kept pointing to the data, because the numbers don't lie. Clark led the league in assists as a rookie. She shattered viewership records. merchandise sales skyrocketed, and instead of embracing that growth, some veterans minimized it. They called new fans bandwagoners. They suggested growth had nothing to do with her. They ranked her 9th in guard voting. That disconnect is what Cowherd attacked.
She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member. So I do think a lot of people are saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably, it'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, this year, she's not playing well, she's hurt, she's not there for all the games. So this is actually not as great as it could be. Like Michael Jordan, hurt year 2, next 12 years were legendary. That's what it's going to be. So I think they deserve a big raise, maybe not 50% of revenues, because NBA stars, there's a lot of them, and they move the needle. The WNBA stars, well, there's one that moves the needle. And here's the other thing to remember. Caitlin Clark's already rich. She made $11 million this year alone in endorsements off the court. So regardless of how these negotiations go, she's set. Nobody else is, right? Like, so when somebody joins the band and everything gets upgraded, just be happy. Just, I know you wanted your song to be the first one they played. You wanted to make up the set. But I mean, it's not the t-shirts. You're going to do fine. I'd scale back on the Caitlin Clark angst.
He compared it to a band getting mad at the new member who writes all the hits. Harsh, but clear. Because without Clark, there is no massive TV bidding war. Without Clark, there are no sold-out arenas. Without Clark, those record salary proposals don't exist. And here's the key. Clark never said any of that herself. She just showed up, she performed, she elevated the platform. Cowherd said the rest. That's what protecting Clark really means. He shifted the narrative, he removed the blame from the star, and he put the spotlight back on the decision makers. Then the Players Association escalated again. A moratorium, no workouts, no team communication, no facility access, a freeze. That's when public opinion started to flip, because fans could now see two approaches. Clark, calm and future-focused. Veterans, escalating and threatening. One side looked strategic, the other looked emotional. Cowherd didn't need to yell. The contrast did the work. This isn't about personal attacks, it's about leadership. When a league is finally gaining mainstream traction, you protect that momentum. You don't gamble it. Clark understood that instinctively. Cowherd amplified it publicly. And now fans see it too. The 2026 season hangs in the balance. If a deal gets done, it will be because growth was protected, not sabotaged. So here's the real question. Did Cowherd silence Plum? Or did he just say what everyone was already thinking? If you're still watching, drop Protect Clark in the comments so I know you're locked in. And tell me, who's really responsible for this CBA chaos? The players or the owners? Because this story is far from over.